Welcome to the Philantrepreneur Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd and Pat Landaker, designed to offer tips, strategies, and insights to empower nonprofits and entrepreneurs with sustainable win-win solutions. The Philantrepreneur Show is sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, building capacity through education, awareness, and resources. We welcome your questions and input. To call in and join the show, please dial 347-945-7404.
Well, good morning. This is Dr. Victoria Boyd, President and founder of the Philantrepreneur Foundation and editor of the Philantrepreneur Journal. And my lovely co-host, Pat Landaker of Ruby Red Slippers Project and Synergy Coaching. And as usual, we are so thrilled to bring tips, strategies, and insight for the business and nonprofit sectors. Oh, boy, Pat, we have been working so hard. We're 2 weeks out from our Nonprofit Awareness Expo. Tomorrow is our networking breakfast. I mean, we just have so much to do, but both of these events are going to be phenomenal. We'll talk more about it later, but I'm just too giddy and too excited. That's probably what it is. So, Pat, I love it that you're here as our co-host. This is your second show, and it was truly needed on the last show when my internet connection was lost, meaning I lost the show's studio connections completely. I was panicky on my end, but you kept it going as if there was nothing wrong. And you actually shared some great information with Kathy Sue Boyd, who's our Shop.com fundraising consultant. So go, Pat. You jumped in there and did it. So how are you doing today, Pat?
I'm doing great. It was kind of an Earth to Dr. Boyd moment there. But Kathy, she's so cool, and we just decided that we could do this. The funny thing is I didn't know if we were on the air or not, so we didn't know if we were talking to somebody, if you could hear us, if you yourself was doing a dual show on the other side of, the whatever, we went through some kind of tunnel or something, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, really interesting, but those things happen in radio, and much harder when they happen in TV, so let's be thankful for that. So, yeah, we weren't able to bring our second guest on, Dana, who we're going to have on today. She's the board chair of the Alliance for Nevada Nonprofits. It's not really a do-over she'll be doing. It's a first-over because she never got to even say hello. So, And then we also have... we're really, really excited about this because he's the latest big thing, to have Siloh Moses, founder of Serving Hope Las Vegas, which is just a phenomenal project that really aligns passion with purpose. It's just a beautiful program. But plus, he's the winner of the 2016 Cox Media. They had a contest called Get Started, and it was to... find somebody who just had a little seed planted and grew that thing. So he's just the star of a few different media outlets right now, and you could read about him. And he'll tell you much more about his experience, but we're just excited that he'll be participating as a speaker for our expo. I mean, could we have found a more perfect person than Siloh, Victoria, to be a part of this? I mean, he kind of speaks to every single corner of what we do, right?
Absolutely. He's taken the business model and folded it into giving back to the community. It's a great story. And we got a lot to cover today. We're going to get to our very first guest, Dana, in just a moment, as soon as we take our...
The Philantrepreneur Foundation. Build your capacity with our educational programs and professional services. Learn how to be a philantrepreneur, maximize your social impact, and maximize your revenue. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com or philantrepreneurfoundation.org to find services, resources, and training to launch, enhance, or improve your business or nonprofit strategy. While there, sign up to receive the Philantrepreneur Journal digital publication.
Okay, that was a quick one. We're right back. And just remember, because we have our new format, Ask an Expert, if you have a burning question, get ready to call 347-945-7404, and it will be during our little show tip segment and the Ask an Expert, and you'll get some expert advice. We got some great people on the show that can really do that. So one of our foundation's own goals is to build partnerships and collaboration in the community. We've actually been able to build some locally and nationally, and I'm really excited about that. And there's power when groups come together. So over the last few months, we've welcomed United Way of Southern Nevada, SCORE, Classy Communication, and that's just a few. And we have more coming on board almost every day. But today we're announcing and launching another very valuable community partnership that will really benefit the nonprofit sector. And we're really excited to welcome to the family Alliance for Nevada Nonprofits, and as it's more commonly known, as our new community partner. And what we have in store for the community is, I hate using the word phenomenal again, but there it is. It's going to be phenomenal. So, welcome to the show, Dana Serrata. She's board chair of ANN and also executive director of Helping Hands of Nevada. So, Dana, welcome to the show. And just first, for our listeners not familiar with ANN, please give us some highlights of what you do.
Well, thanks a lot, Victoria. I really appreciate being on the show and our new collaboration. I think it's a perfect fit, and we're pretty excited about it. ANN is, we're the statewide association for nonprofits. And we're actually part of a national organization called the National Council of Nonprofits. So one of our main goals is really making sure that we can advocate for nonprofits at the state and national level, and also that we are strengthening the communities in Nevada by helping the nonprofit sector with influence and capacity building. And in fact, that's our mission, is strengthening communities by increasing the influence and capacity of Nevada's nonprofit sector. So we want to help nonprofits to be the best we can be, because we are nonprofits. As you said, I'm the executive director of Helping Hands of Vegas Valley, so I know what it's like to work in the nonprofit world, and I want us to be the best we can be.
Absolutely. And we've been in this sector for a long time. We both teach at UNLV in the nonprofit management certification program. So even though we serve in what is called administrative or executive positions, we give back on many different levels. And so what do you think that this partnership means for the nonprofit community?
Well, I think that anytime that we can collaborate with others moving in the same direction, it provides just that tidal wave of momentum, just to help everyone and really be inclusive. So for us, what this partnership means is another avenue to reach out to nonprofits, to be able to offer more kinds of training and opportunities for nonprofits to learn and grow and really help their staff, and also, ultimately be able to help those that they serve. So for us, it's about strengthening the sector, building capacity, and really helping Nevada.
Absolutely. And I also see it as helping each of our organizations be more effective, that by being able to share some of the resources that we offer, that we don't have to spread ourselves thin across all of the different areas that we want to impact, but knowing that we have a community partner that is sort of focusing on that area, we can sort of step back and say, okay, we'll let you handle that, because the Philantrepreneur Foundation is not going to dive into the realm of advocacy. I can lead that, and we can let Ann lead that path and be at the forefront of those types of things. And because we are focused on education, we can take some of the realm and relieve you of some of the, I don't want to call it a burden, but just sort of relieve some of the duties and let you focus more and be more effective in specific areas. So I'm just excited to have, this partnership that will really feed off of each other, contribute to each other, and work and be in alignment with each other. And that's one of the first things we did when we met. We talked about, how can we align things so that we're not duplicating some of the services that we're providing. And I just think it's a great platform of what we're trying to offer. So we're going to be offering some benefits as joint members or joint as through this community partnership, which I'm really excited about.
Me too.
So we're going to have a joint member program. So on your side, just tell us a few of your benefits that you offer your members.
Well, some of the great things about being a member of ANN include, that advocacy. So we're watching out for the nonprofits in our state. We're watching out at the national level through the National Council. So we're keeping an eye on those kinds of things so that we can report back to our nonprofits and let them know what to do. But one of the biggest things we offer is in our training archive. We have an archive that has all kinds of information, trainings about all topics that impact nonprofits. Some of the things are board capacity building toolkits, fundraising fundamentals course from the Network for Good, project management training, various webinars and seminars that have happened in the past. Those are available to our members in our training archive. So once someone becomes a member of ANN, they are able to access those at any time for their staff or themselves. And those trainings themselves are worth several $1,000s, about $6,000.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I really liked is that you have a whole member directory and become a member, you really have access to a lot of those different things. So that's totally exciting. And on our end, because what we're talking about, that we're developing, and hopefully it will launch on October 20th, the first day of our expo, our joint membership platform, where if you're signing up through ANN, if you just add a few more dollars, you get a joint membership with the Philantrepreneur Foundation, because we have different types of resources. We have what is called the Ask an Expert portal, where many community professionals in the Valley, well, actually across the nation, have signed on to be one of our Ask an Experts, and members have direct access to them to email them and ask them any question they might have. We have accountants, we have marketing people, just a myriad of different things. We also have our resource hub, which connects to a lot of the organizations or companies out there that have products and services for nonprofits to really enhance some of their systems and operations. And plus we also do training, and a lot of ours is live-based, that is that live classroom experience, and we'll be transferring some more of ours to our archives, and so the archives will continue to grow as we do this. And
that's one of the exciting things about our collaboration too, is we're able to, get that information out to the nonprofits here in Nevada and share those trainings, because, between our two organizations, we have knowledge and availability to make sure that our folks are getting what they need. And I think, just making that so big can do nothing but help us.
Absolutely. And plus, part of our mission is education, awareness, and resources. And so that whole platform of awareness, we've really gone into how can we help them promote. So we do our network breakfast and the expo, which we'll be talking about shortly, is a platform that now collaboratively we can offer advantages and benefits for individuals to take advantage of that, because we're already talking, we're going to have ours again in Southern Nevada in the spring, but we're talking about doing this hopefully in July sometime in Reno. So it's not like we're staying down, in the South, because you are a state organization. So we're going to open up the accessibility of what I've been doing down here, or on more of a regional basis. It's now going to become a statewide initiative. I'm excited to take the expo. Yeah, go ahead.
And for us, we offer some different workshops with some different professionals. So we've got a QuickBooks Made Easy program that's going to be happening in November. On one day it's going to be up in Reno, and on the 15th it'll be down here in Las Vegas. So we're able to use those resources and bring speakers in for trainings in different parts of the state. We offered a Project Management Institute workshop for nonprofits, project management specifically for nonprofits, in July up in Reno, and we're going to be doing the same thing here in Las Vegas. We haven't determined the date yet, but that'll be happening, and that'll be open to members of both of our organizations.
Absolutely. And same here, we're doing a data management system on the 14th of November with how to use a software platform that it's a company, we're in partnership. We're doing our board-bound leadership training in partnership November 12th down here in Las Vegas. That will, joint membership benefits are going to be available. So, we have a lot of things coming up. I know you're looking at SmartWays, which is also one that we, looked at, and we'll be helping also promote cross collaboratively. That means our members will just get more information, access to resources, and a greater platform to do what we do. It's just really, exciting, and we're going to be consistently coordinating, and making some of these presentations together. So Pat, I know you're back there in the background. I know I get to talk. And do you have any questions of Dana or comments about this new collaboration that we have going between Ann and Philantrepreneur
one thing
Foundation?
I do want to say is when I first came here from Colorado, which is very nonprofit friendly and everything, and I was hoping to find a clearinghouse or the umbrella of the nonprofit world, and it turned out to be Ann Alliance for Nevada Nonprofits. And I've gone to a couple of the events, and the thing about Ann is it's very much that layer that doesn't exist amongst the nonprofits themselves, and it doesn't exist at the federal level or larger level either. But Ann kind of captures that stuff that we know that we need, but we don't know what it's called, and we don't know where to go get it. And Ann does a very good job of filling in that blank. And I think the partnership with them is just a total amazing value add to the Philantrepreneur Foundation, because our role really is to provide a kind of an overlay view of what's going on with the nonprofit world and the things that they need, and to inform them of what's new, what's the latest, greatest. And so Ann really fills that role, and it's kind of like Ann is being rolled into the 21st century big time, and the partnership is spot on for us.
Absolutely. I've always believed in coming together, and I spoke earlier about the power that collaboration can be. So, just anticipating some of the wonderful resources that we can bring to the community in the future is going to be great, because one of the program aspects or partnership aspects is that we will be sharing positions on each other's boards. That is, we'll be able to sit down and talk through what we as organizations need and what the community needs together, which I just find so valuable. It's when you are sort of working in a silo, and then all of a sudden you see another organization doing almost the exact same thing you're doing. It's like, okay, we could have pooled our efforts and just made this so much easier if we had just communicated. And this really opens up a line of communication that will be so beneficial to the entire community. I'm just really excited about what's happening. So just to let our listeners know a little bit more, Ann has offices in Reno and Las Vegas. So give us a little bit more of the structure of how Ann is working in the state.
Well, I love that Pat said that Anne's moving into the 21st century because, here we are 16 years into it and we're finally there. But we're actually a pretty virtual organization at this point. So we have a board of directors that is comprised of nonprofit professionals and for-profit professionals that work with supporting nonprofit work. And we are located all over the state. We have board member in Ely, we have some in the Reno, Carson City area, and we have some down here in the South. And so the board is pretty much running the organization very similarly to the Association of Fundraising Professionals. We are looking, though, in the near future, look for an announcement that has to do with us actually having a physical office here in the Las Vegas area. So
Yay.
We're pretty excited about that.
Absolutely. Yes. So as we roll into 2017, you need to really take note that things are expanding, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming with this partnership. And so one thing I really want to highlight is that, yes, we're going to be doing joint training and joint marketing and promotion and things like that, but the real benefit will come through that joint membership program, because you'll get basically two organizations, not for the price of one, but for just a few dollars more, two organizations that are really here to support what you do, to help you and reach your full potential. And during the expo, I know the Philantrepreneur will be launching a membership drive that will, really promote this joint membership program. So you really need to come out, because you can't sign up and get this benefit or this bonus unless you come out to the expo. So that's one of the caveats that we're holding to that. You have to come out and visit with us and see what it's about. But you also need to come out because that's the platform awareness that we're using. It's a resource, and we're providing awareness for it. So it's bringing it all together full circle as we do this. We've announced a couple of the events. So also being a member, you will get inbox announcement. That means as the newsletters go out, Philantrepreneur sends out a newsletter 2 to 3 times a month with event updates and things. And so now we'll be adding Anne's events and things to our newsletters. And so you need to just have access. If you're not aware of what's happening, how are you going to access the resources? And
exactly.
That's one of the big reasons why we added awareness to our mission statement, because we saw that as a gap, that we saw that organizations were struggling. They just weren't aware of what they needed. So
right.
It's almost a two-layered. You have to know what you don't know, but also on the other side you have to market what you do have. I know I'm making up all these little puns and things. Anything else about this partnership or some insight what Anne might be doing in the future? This is your time to shine and get as much marketing as you can.
Well, I appreciate that. We'll be there at the Nonprofit Expo as well, and we will also be looking for new members and ways that we can make sure that members are accessing both of our organizations. So we'll want to be signing people up for membership in both, and that's pretty exciting for us. We're trying right now to we're developing the program calendar for 2017, and I know that you're helping us with that. So I think folks should really be on the lookout and take advantage of being members in both of these great organizations, because it's just going to give you more bang for your buck.
Absolutely. Yeah. You just have no idea how excited we are over here at the Philantrepreneur Foundation that there's some traction happening of really organizing and creating what I call curriculums, because my background is education, but curriculums that will have impact and be valuable for the nonprofit sector here in Nevada especially, but also because they are in archives that organizations, individuals, companies across the nation can actually access them if they just, look at the value and the depth of what we have to offer. It's really exciting. It's I don't know. It's one of those things that you dream about it, and then all of a sudden you just put out the question, how would you like to be a community partner? And it sort of evolves and happens. So,
well, and we're excited about it too, Victoria. I mean, this is something that's been a long time coming. It's finally here, and we're looking for other partners as well. I mean, we don't want to live in a silo. We want to make sure that everyone has what they need to do their jobs and to work smarter, not harder, and that they have the resources they need to get that done.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you said because we both are looking for additional partners that can really, we can almost do a map of what each organization, provides and really support each other and just bring a collaborative community to Nevada. That's going to be so exciting to have this network of organizations that are working together versus sometimes in competition with each other.
And there's really there's no reason to compete with each other. I mean, there are lots of people out there. There are a lot of organizations that, why not work together? I think that, by doing this, we're actually modeling what it looks like to collaborate. And I think that's something that our nonprofits need to be better at in order to compete in this economy that we have now.
Absolutely. That's been listed as one of the challenges, that in their mind they assume that they're in competition, but in reality, if they would just collaborate with other nonprofits and look at how they complement each other versus, or compete, that they will exponentially grow their following and their ability to have impact in the community. I think that's a great tip to just, let everybody know that collaboration is the key to your success.
Absolutely.
I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, right after this next commercial break. No, first I want to back up. Sorry, Dana, I want to thank you for being on here. If people want to reach out to Ann, would you give them the website, how to reach Ann or reach you?
Yes,
line of marketing.
The Ann website's a little bit long. It's the Alliance. It's called AllianceForNevadaNonprofits.com, and you can go onto our website. You can find the links there to click about the Nonprofit Awareness Expo, about the QuickBooks Made Easy training that I mentioned, and soon we will have information on there about how to become members of each of our organizations, and that'll be coming in the next month or so. But please reach out to us, AllianceForNevadaNonprofits.com, and we're happy to talk to you and to help you with whatever you need. Take a look at our website. It's in process of being revised, so keep that in mind. If you can't find something, reach out to us.
Absolutely. And I just want to, it's .com and not .org. That's because it's always
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It is a .com, and it kind of trips people up sometimes.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to emphasize it. It is .com, so make sure you look it up. Or just do a Google search, Alliance for Nevada Nonprofits. You will find it. They will pop right up. Thank you so much, Dana, for being on the show. And we're going to, after this commercial break, it's time, if you have a specific question, and Dana, if you want to stick around in case a question comes up for Ann or anyone, but this is the time for you to call in with your questions, and the number you would call would be 347-945-7404. And we are welcoming all questions, so we'll be back in just a moment.
The Philantrepreneur Journal, a quarterly digital publication reaching over 600,000 entrepreneurs and nonprofits. Get targeted exposure to reach your ideal customer with our unique Ads for a Cause, where 50% of the fee goes to support our nonprofit training and services programs. Together, we can make a difference, create impact, and build capacity. Visit thephilantrepreneur.com, Marketing Ads tab for all the details. Mention this show and get a 10% discount. Today's Philantrepreneur Show tip.
Okay, this tip is really for people that have questions. We have switched, instead of giving an out-and-out tip, but we're looking, this is our Ask an Expert segment. Okay, I'm going to go to you, Pat. Do you have any questions? Because I'm not seeing anyone calling in. I guess everybody thinks they know everything. We're going to have to educate them that they need to ask questions.
Well, I do think that this is kind of new for a lot of people, just the concept of having, it's like having an agent. Victoria, we're like agents of the nonprofit world, and so people are kind of confused at how we can help, because it's just not normal to have a nonprofit for nonprofits. But we have well-rounded knowledge. There's no question you could ask that would be too small. Hopefully not too big for us. Like Victoria said earlier, we're always able to reach out to an expert, and then get that answer back to you on our show. So this is, I can't think of one specifically right now, and if I did, it probably would have nothing to do with what we're doing, Victoria, so I don't have a question.
Well, Victoria, I've got one for you.
Okay.
A lot of people ask us about forming collaborations, and what are some of the things that you need to keep in mind when you're forming a collaboration, either with another nonprofit or with a for-profit?
Absolutely. So I look at when you look or start exploring other organizations that might be a good fit, and you want to look for not only alignment but differences, because you almost want to say, well, we can fill that gap for you. Yes, you want to have the same vision in terms of growing your organization or what you do. Not that your purpose is the same, and understand that could be totally different. But look at, are you supportive, or can you support and enhance the other organization because of the type of services or resources that you can bring to the table? So you almost lay out and pretty much on chalkboard, you could write down the pros and cons. Here's all of the things they offer, here's what we offer, and here's how there's an alignment, and here's how we can enhance. But there's also ways, you can even think much simpler. Events. Can you give joint events? Because that's time consuming, it's staff consuming. Would coming together, and you could have totally opposite purposes, but doing a joint event where you're sharing your either your database or your members, not that you're giving that away, but you're sharing the announcement and the event space, is a great way to come together with a simple collaboration that could benefit both of you with that. So the collaboration, because I've been exploring it, there's many ways to collaborate. I have collaborations with for-profit companies that bring a service and product that I feel the nonprofits I'm trying to serve need, but they're just not aware of it. And so because our mission is education, awareness, and resources, by bringing that organization, that for-profit company that has this great service to the forefront, really bringing awareness to what they're doing, bringing how to use their products and services, is a great collaboration on the for-profit side. So, yeah, collaboration I totally believe in, and even a part of the building capacity platform is looking at collaboration. And one of the leaders in the community, Julie Murray, in fact, has mentioned that there's so little collaboration, whether organizations are afraid of losing, being out in front and sharing the spotlight, or they just don't know how to create a collaboration that is beneficial or mutually beneficial to all those that are participants in it.
For Victoria, a lot of times the nonprofit doesn't know what they need. They're not baked completely yet, and so they are not clear on what their needs are. And I think that when you understand your nonprofit and you built the passion for it and you understand the purpose of it, you don't have those moments where you feel like, well, I can't sit next to the lady who's donating diapers to babies with no diapers, and if I'm running a place that helps babies get medication. Sometimes people just look at one word and something, oh, well, they're already doing that. But chances are most of the small nonprofits, the grassroots, definitely can use a partner, and there's always tons of room to fit into what they're doing and for them to fit into what you're doing. And I think that in some of the classes that Dr. V is going to teach, that she'll be able to elaborate on that and allay some of the fears, because that's very real. That's why a lot of nonprofits just can't advance, is because they don't want to share the space. They don't want anybody to know that, they want to keep, well, how is that going to be beneficial? I'm a PR person, and you got to get the word out. And let everything fall where it falls, right?
Right, absolutely. And I think one of the other really important pieces is that, if you enter into a true collaboration where you're sharing things, whether it's space, money, grant funds, people, whatever it is, it's really important, like Victoria said, to outline what each of the partners is going to be doing and get it in writing. And that way we can hold each other accountable, and then if it doesn't work, dissolve the relationship. So that little contractual memorandum of understanding or something really helps us to operate more like a business, because let's face it, nonprofits are a business. And here in Nevada, we're the 4th largest employer. So we're a business, and we need to act that way.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely the legal side is
huge. It goes
huge.
beyond, that that handshake, but that's a good starting point. And I don't want the smaller nonprofits to be afraid of that formal contract, and we can call it a contract, a memorandum of understanding, memorandum of agreement. But you sit down together, and it doesn't have to be this heavily contractual, worded document. You just have to come to agreement and write down what it is you're going to do for each other, throughout the relationship, and get a couple signatures on it. It can start out simple. Now, as you grow and get more complicated, you might look at a more formal structure of it, but you need to start somewhere. And start somewhere. Take that first step. Reach out, talk to someone, and really see what's going to happen. Any other questions? Well, in this little show tip, because I believe show tips should bring awareness, but I want to promote the expo and the breakfast one more time. No, not one more time. We'll probably say it a few more times. But if you're not aware, the Nonprofit Awareness Expo is October 20th and 21st at Sunset Station, 1301 West Sunset Road in Henderson. And it is the launch of what we're calling the very first Nevada Nonprofit Awareness Expo. We're excited to bring it. In fact, we have 3 ribbon cuttings that will happen on the very first day at 12 noon, right when we open our doors. We have a ribbon cutting with the Henderson Chamber of Commerce. And then on day 2, when we open our doors at 10 a.m., we have the Urban Chamber. And then the Las Vegas Metro Chamber is coming in at 11:30 to do a ribbon cutting. And all of these are happening because they recognize the value of what this event is bringing to the community, that they really see that it's something that they need to acknowledge and support. And so I'm ecstatic about those 3 chambers coming in and being a part of that. And I really would like to invite all of our followers and constituents and members and all of those things, come out and be a part of that ribbon cutting. It's a great way to be seen, be heard, and that's what the whole expo is about, is to come out and connect, build relationships, tell your story, and just be a part of this experience. But it's also a learning experience. First day we're going to have our community panel discussion with some great presenters. I think we all know Julie Murray, I hope. Well, she's been instrumental in this community for many, many years, helped form 3 Square and was led many other organizations, and now she's with the Moonridge Group, which consistently gives guidance in the nonprofit sector on building capacity. We have 2 executive CEOs from both 3 Square and United Way joining us. That's Brian Burton and Bob Morgan. We have Todd Palumbo, who was with the Reynolds Foundation for over 17 years, bringing his insight. And then we have Siloh Moses, who should be calling in now. Maybe he's listening to this and will acknowledge that he should be calling in. and he will be on that panel to talk about the grassroots perspective, because that's really where he started. So that's just day one. And then day two, we have ongoing presentations, 30-minute presentations from leading experts from across the country on marketing, telling your story, data management, reaching the business community, governance, all of these different, internet marketing, all of these different topics. But the great part of it, you'll hear their presentation, but you can also sign up for one-on-one consults with them. Ask an expert platform. And that sign-up sheet will actually be going live this weekend, where you can sign up in advance and grab your consult with them before the expo even starts. So that's going to be a big announcement that you should look for over the weekend. Okay, I'm drawing a blank here on other exciting things for the expo. Can you think of things I've forgotten?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to have the booths there, and people can sign up for the booths, and we're just looking for you to be a 501c3. We're going to allot you to just give out for free, because we know how important it is, and how I mean, it's not often that a small grassroots gets an opportunity to have that kind of visibility, so that was important. And so I think from my vantage point, just really seeing it all come together, Victoria, and being able to put all of this in a room, because I don't think nonprofits think that way, and usually it's a much bigger business event, but this is really the Philantrepreneur, I guess, and all the speakers that we've brought in and different things, giving back to the nonprofit community, because 2 days for $25 with all these experts, and being able to be one-on-one and come up to the microphone and ask somebody, one of these people on stage, a question. And we built it this way because we wanted people to feel comfortable about approaching, because oftentimes that's hard to do. You go to some things and it's like the same kind of person that goes up to the mic, because it seems like they're just ready to go. They got all their stuff together, and most of us don't. So this is a very relaxed atmosphere to either sit one-on-one or come up to the mic and be able to just kind of hang out in the nonprofit realm. That's what's exciting to me, is just to hang out in a room full of giving, loving, helpful, supportive, knowledgeable, on and on people. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't
Absolutely. You? And what I'd like to emphasize, like you said, it's 2 days. You need to come back both days, because different things are happening on each day. It's not a repeat of just, the same thing. You're going to learn something, and yes, we are sneaking in that learning component into this. You're going to walk away with not just walking around and looking at exhibitors and things, although they are bringing great value. You're going to walk away with some action steps, especially from the presenters and the consultants, that you can sit down one-on-one and ask a specific question about what might be your next step to accomplish whatever question that you ask. I think that's a great value, that, as you said, you don't have an opportunity often to just actually talk to them face-to-face. So
to be in a room filled with mentors and like-minded people, and people who have put their passions and their last dollar sometimes on the table. I mean, that's a group that you can come and feel comfortable, and like you said, the opportunity to ask somebody a question. So I would say to anybody listening who's coming, have your questions ready. And make them short and sweet, but have your stuff ready. If you want to hand somebody something, have it ready, because, it's going to be a lot of people there, and there's not going to be a lot of time. So, how much time are we giving on the Ask the Expert? Are they allowed to sit with them for how long?
It's only about 15 minutes. They're good.
Okay.
I'm building them out for about 15, because I'm hoping that there's going to be so many people that there's going to be a line to get to them. But the scheduler that comes out will be in 15-minute blocks, and then we have to give our experts a few minutes to refresh, so it's not going to be just back to back to back to back, so we'll give them a few minutes to recoup here and there. But it's about 15 minutes, which I feel, to just ask a specific question. If you can't get feedback in 15 minutes, then it's a bigger question.
Exchange of business cards at that point. But I think that's
right. Carry it on. Get the information so that you can communicate in depth in the future, and that's what it's about. It's about creating relationships to know where to go for some of the resources you need, and it's.
Dana, I'm sure you've been at a lot of things, and you've sat at a booth and whatever. I mean, what would you offer people who might be coming to this great opportunity? How would you want to be approached in terms of you get to ask me anything?
Well, I think if people have a reasonable question that they want to ask, something brief, where and not having the expectation that someone's going to walk you through every single step, but be willing to accept a referral to a website or to something else, or to here's my business card, call me later, we'll schedule an hour, to talk over your question. And so if folks are just reasonable with it, understanding that the experts that are there are giving their time and they want to be helpful, but it might not be exactly the avenue to talk about your particular question, except just in a basic kind of way, and that maybe they can ask for a more in-depth, hey, can I give you a call? Can I schedule a half an hour? Who at your office do I contact to do that? That might be the better way to handle it, if you know that what you have to ask is a little more in-depth.
We should steal that from her, Victoria, and just put that on a poster near the Ask an Expert. Okay, here's how it's going to go down, people. I love that. So, exactly what she said.
I mean, you're not going to get the solution of what your challenge might be. You're going to get the first step to start solving it, and that's
right.
I want people to understand there are resources out there that. So I guess I get not saddened, but I look at so many nonprofits that try to solve all of their own problems or their challenges. But there's so many resources out there that actually already have the answers, and it's just using them. And so, once again, it's the awareness of you're not alone. You're not, unfortunately, you're unique with your cause, but you're not unique as an organization. And people have been there and done it. So use some of this expertise, knowledge, and skills that they bring to the table to not recreate the wheel, but use the best practices that are already out there. And that, I guess that's what I'm excited, because I'm bringing industry leaders that are familiar with best practices, and they're sort of simplifying them in a pattern or a process that you can implement things. I'm just excited about the format and what we have going on. And any nonprofit out there, if you want a free booth, if you come to the Nonprofit Awareness Breakfast tomorrow morning at Winchell's, it's all posted on our website or on Facebook how to sign up for it. We're also offering a 2-for-1 registration for the breakfast tomorrow. So if you sign up, it's only $10 and you get a full buffet breakfast, not just a few eggs here, a full buffet breakfast, coffee.
Wait a minute, Victoria. Let me put it like this: you don't just get pancakes. You get waffles, too. Booyah.
It's French toast. It was French toast and pancakes, sausage
there you go.
And bacon, hash browns and scrambled eggs, coffee, juice, whatever, in this full buffet for $10. And you can bring a guest. So 2 people, $5 for breakfast. And, plus, the best part is you get us there. We're there. You'll meet new people. I'll be doing a really brief informational, I'll call it training, but it's just more informational presentation. But we're having a raffle for free tickets to the expo, and one lucky nonprofit is going to win exhibit space to the expo. In fact, yesterday the United Way e-blast went out, their newsletter, offering it, and the first organization that called me was Community Serving Southern Nevada. And they won the booth yesterday. So we have another booth to give away. But my thing is you got to be present in many platforms, in many ways. So with the breakfast, you have to be present to win. but it's $10 for so much more, and that's tomorrow morning. So you don't want to miss that. But just know that we have several things out there of how to get free boosts. You just have to explore, and as they say, ask. Sometimes they just don't ask. So we're going to do that. So obviously our second guest will have to come on a different show because we're winding down with this element. We'll have Siloh Moses on another show. As always, we can always reschedule things. But I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And remember, all of our shows are on our YouTube channel on The Philantrepreneur. Dana, you're still on the line. You have any last words to say before we get into our closing elements here?
Just want to say thank you for having me on today, and thank you for your openness and your willingness to collaborate. And that's my seed of thought for everyone is don't be afraid to collaborate. You don't know what kind of great things could happen from that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a great show. And to our listeners that want to reach out, she's already given the website, AllianceForNevadaNonprofits.com. You'll find all of that. Just remember, we're launching a membership campaign, a promotion at the expo, and you'll learn more about that. Once again, you have to show up and be there to get that promotional deal. And I'm just excited what's happening. So a recap of all of our events: October 6th, Network Breakfast. That's tomorrow morning, 7:30, at Winchell's up there on North Simmons. October 20th, 21st, Nonprofit Awareness Expo at the Sunset Station. So much is happening. 2 days for $25. You can't beat that. November 12th, Board-Bound Leadership Training. Saturday, a full day of leadership training that will take you through many things. We also have opportunities to attend that free. November 14th, that Monday, we're doing our data measurement tools with Softfront on how to manage your data. And then Ann is on November 15th, is doing the QuickBooks training. So you need to tap into all of these things that are happening within the next 30 days. I mean, so much stuff. To get updates to all of our events and resources, just sign up for our newsletter. It's packed with information plus special discounts. You can do that right on our website, which is www.philanthrepreneurfoundation.org, or just visit our our Facebook page. We have a Google page. We have a YouTube page. All of those are out there for your access. Thank you, Pat, for being another great co-host. Any last words for you?
No, not really, but I just wanted to say I'm really excited. I'm going to be starting some self-empowerment youth classes through the Henderson Libraries and doing some other programs through the Henderson Rec Center, and so a variety of other things are opening up. I've been building all this stuff for quite a while, and I'm glad I've taken my time, and it's all really paying off, and I'm where I want to be to reach the kids on the self-empowerment and self-esteem and things like that. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be a part of this show and all this action. All of our blood, sweat, and tears coming to life, Victoria, I tell you, girl. It's fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fantastic.
We'll see what happens. We're 2 weeks out from, as of tomorrow, we're 2 weeks out from the expo, and please, everybody out there, just share the word. Get your friends and neighbors to come out, anyone who supports you, because we want to meet you. That's what it is. I know I come into contact, but it's great to meet people face to face. We have a lot of resources that will be there. It will be a valuable event for you to take your time and be present at. You will connect with people that you have always wanted to, but you need to. And I think that's what I'm going to close this out. Come be connected with people you need to be connected to. So, closing this out, thank you, Pat Landaker of the Ruby Red Slippers Project and Synergy Coaching. And I'm Dr. Victoria Boyd of the Philantrepreneur Foundation. Join us for our next show as we bring valuable tips, resources, and information plus answer your questions. We need people to call in. But in the meantime, we ask, are you a philantrepreneur?
Thank you for tuning in to the Philantrepreneur Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Victoria Boyd and Pat Landaker. Get involved. Follow us on Facebook and other social media outlets. If you wish to share comments or suggestions or appear as a guest on our show, visit www.philantrepreneurfoundation.org. To contact us, email support@pcclv.org. The Philantrepreneur Radio Show is a production of and sponsored by the Philantrepreneur Foundation, a 501c3 tax-deductible organization.